Welcome to Chamber Chats, a weekly series by the West Monroe West Ouachita Chamber of Commerce highlighting our valued members. As always, find out more about the Chamber and our members online at westmonroechamber.org. Special thanks to our Season 2 title sponsor, Ouachita Valley Federal Credit Union. And now, this week's episode of Chamber Chats.
And we're here at KEDM Studios for a very unique Chamber Chats. I'm going to be joined with Jay Curtis, the director of KEDM. Jay, y'all are in membership drive time. Tell us a little bit about the drive and why we have to elicit public support for KEDM.
So, yes, thanks so much for giving the chance. I'm happy to be here. We're here raising money for KEDM Public Radio for the programming that we do throughout the year, whether that's national news, NPR programming, or being able to purchase those, or producing the program that we produce here in town, whether that's news or music or the boot. It's all part of the puzzle, and it all requires financial support from our listeners. We're public radio. We're also supported by the public.
So it's not a traditional advertising model like some of our radio friends. The reason we get in-depth, deep local programming and also a national view is because you guys actually have to pay for that content. You either develop it yourself or you pull it down from national partners. We love our partnership with KEDM. For example, we just finished today our Brown Bag concert series, and KEDM helps us get that word out. But it also allows us to have a quality kind of interview with musicians behind the scenes, learn about somebody new. But KEDM's been doing this for a long time. KEDM's been a partner in my life since I was in undergraduate school. So, Jay, tell us a little bit about the history of the radio, though. The times may have changed, but radio is still here as a partner.
Times have changed, but radio is still more vibrant than ever. A lot of public radio stations are now calling themselves public media stations because we do so many things like video and social media and all those sorts of things as well. So from the early 80s, when the station first went on the air in Shreveport, people said, we want something like this in Monroe. Started raising money like about 1987, 88. We still have donors who started giving in 1988 who are still giving to KEDM. Cool. But now that's really passed on to an entire new generation of folks who are now taking ownership of that, even in a TikTok and Instagram generation, to be able to recognize what KEDM brings to the community as a partnership and as a quality of life.
Sure. And you said quality of life. It's giving voice to local communities and in a national way. You have educational programming. You have emergency alerts that you put out. And when there's dangerous weather and I'm on my way to work, I'm listening to Corey tell me, hey, this thing is coming. You got to know. All of that is because members are supporting you back. And so this member pledge drive time is always important. It's a recommitment of us as a community saying, no, this is valuable. So when we talk about economic development, when we talk about quality of community, when we talk about all of the arts community and nonprofits, half of the information that's in my brain comes because KEDM helped me know about it in an efficient way. And also, it's a trusted friend. It's a trusted partner. I know Cindy. I know Jay. I know Corey. I know Kenneth. You guys have been our partners from providing really quality information when it's legislative time to get out the vote and have a panel discussion with these future legislators, all the way to, hey, there's a concert coming. Here's what's deeply happening. And you just mentioned so many media sources now. Man, we're inundated with information. Well, I get my information sometimes from KEDM on Facebook and sometimes from KEDM in the car, but you're there all the time. And so I appreciate that. That's why I support KEDM. But Jay, how do other people get involved? You can be a corporate member. You can be a corporate partner to KEDM. How does that work?
We love having corporate partners. Corporate sponsors, you call it a sponsor, or you also sometimes call it underwriting. People will go, okay, you're not writing not writing insurance policies. No. So we just call it sponsorship.
Sure.
It's a way for contributions or businesses to make contributions to KEDM that also you get a little bit of a message. So it's not an advertising message, but it's a support message. So it's a support for KEDM comes from your company and talk about what your company does in a little 15-second soundbite, which is still holds true to the non-commercial nature of public radio, but also provides the operating funds for the station to stay on the air and be able to continue to develop great programming.
Well, and great programming like The Boot, which I still believe should be pronounced like Canadian, The Boot. but like that's a local programming. We have deep roots in the Delta of amazing musicians, and I learn about that every single week from listening to The Boot. And on and on. I think it's so crazy how much of my news and my community information comes from my KEDM partner. Because I trust you as a news source, but also it's more than just my local community. It's national stories and everything. Jay, from behind the scenes, what's one of your favorite things about public radio?
From behind the scenes, I guess maybe it would be the dedication of the team that we work with.
Sure.
None of us get paid what we could make in the private sector,
and that's nonprofit in general,
right? That's just, yes, it is. But all of us have skills that we could be using other places. But we all of us really have a deep commitment to that mission of service. Yeah. It's about serving the community more than anything else. More than having fancy toys or big salaries or big trips or anything like that. It's about what can we do to make this community better.
Right. So I want to encourage all of our people that watch Chamber Chats to come and find out more about KEDM at the minimum. And if you feel drawn, of course, you can give to KEDM.org.